we ran into so many issues again with the plane, but I'm gonna wait for people to tune in. And tonight, for those who thought we could maybe run some customs, I'm gonna break everything down. But yeah, just got back home, guys. I barely said hi to Vanessa and the kids, and I decided to still run like a small short stream where I would go and cover like the whole event and how it went down, the hotel, the venue, and all that stuff. So I'm gonna be doing a short stream covering all of that. And yeah, I just wanted to have like a small presence, so I didn't go AFK on y'all for a full week. So yeah, Richard, what's up? Richard Malafufu, what's up, my friend? We got Michael Weg on YouTube. Thank you, Michael, for being there. We got Mr. Deadeye. We got Fake Joe, Bobby Rose. What's up? Coffee, y'all killed that tournament. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about it, man. I'm gonna cover everything from my perspective. We're gonna rewatch a few games, and I'll explain to you guys how everything played out. But yeah, so that's what's up. On Facebook, we got Mike, who's there as well. Mike, thank you for 25 stars. What up, Marco Damos? Hello, mi amor. Oh, my friend, how you doing? GG's on a tournament. Thank you so much. Ana Lisa, what's up? Absolutely miss you. I know. It was definitely an interesting couple days. All right, my coffee's finally ready. Nice. Yeah, it was definitely a really interesting couple days. We're gonna go through the whole thing, right? So I'm just gonna pause this right here, and let's pause this right here. So I just grab my coffee, and after that, like I said, we're gonna go and watch a couple games. I'm gonna tell you guys about like me leaving home up until me being here now. So yeah, a lot of stuff did happen, and a lot of good stuff, and a lot of stuff that did generate a lot of frustration. But give me 1 minute, all right? As you guys can see, I'm still dressed up like I was in the plane, right? So give me 1 second. Just grab my coffee and I'll be right here. All right. Yo, so what up, Sean? Sean Wade, thank you, man. What up, welcome to the stream. Chris Gallagher, the tourney was awesome. So you know what? Let's put some music in the background so it's not just me talking with no background. Here. I think this should work, right? Yeah, this should work. Okay, so yeah, when it comes to the tournament, okay, I'm gonna start off it by me leaving here. So I left home. It was so my last stream this week, was it Tuesday? No, we were leaving on Tuesday. Yeah. So okay, Monday. So yeah, Monday night, guys. So my last night of sleep was between Sunday and Monday. Monday, I took care of the kids, took care of the boys during the day, and after that, as you guys know, I did stream Monday night, and after that, I had to get into like the whole prep my bag, get all that stuff ready, and I had to be at the airport for 6 o'clock a.m. Right? But the thing is, 6 o'clock was my flight. Anyone who do travel a little bit, you got to be there about 2 hours prior, right? So that brings it up to 4 o'clock. And then me, from where I live to the Montreal airport's like an hour and 15 minutes ish, an hour and 30 depending. So if you go all the way back and you start like, after I was done packing my stuff, I had about like an hour and something to sleep. So I was like, you know what, screw it, I'm not gonna sleep, I'll sleep on the plane. I paid the extra because the flights, and that's one thing I gotta say, AMG, guys, AMG, the agency taking care of most of your favorite creator, they took care of sending us there, shipping us to Dallas, the hotel, the food, the Uber. They took care of every single thing, guys. And wow, I gotta say, from their standpoint, it was insane, guys. Your team plays so good. Thank you, Ronnie. Thank you. What did you win? Yes, I will show you guys in a second. I got a couple of things here, but first and foremost, guys, we got Greg in the chat. Greg, I took a minute to call him yesterday, guys, but it was Greg's birthday. If you guys want to drop some birthday cakes in the chat, guys, Greg turned, I think he was turning 26 or 27 years old, that he did turn. So Greg, once again, brother, we talked a lot yesterday on Messenger, but man, I want to wish you once again the happiest of the birthdays, and hopefully, like I said yesterday on the Messenger call, I'm crossing my fingers that 2023 we get to meet, man. Whew. So yeah, there we go. So guys, So yeah, I had to leave Montreal 6 o'clock I had to be there at 6 o'clock in the morning. It was a shit show. Okay, going from Montreal to New York, everything went smooth. I had a transit flight. You know, I had to switch plane. Since I paid extra, you know, to be like in the exit aisle. You know, for those who do travel, like I said, you probably know, like the exit aisle. You know, there's more spacing between your seat and the seat in front of you. So if there's something happening with the plane, everyone could exit. So we board the plane. I'm sitting down. I'm like, yeah, you know, now I'm gonna be able to sleep for a couple hours, right? You know, from New York all the way down to Dallas. So I'm sitting down, and there's like maybe like 6-7 more people that, you know, they board the plane, and the pilot turns around. He's like, yeah, we have a little issue. I believe it's with one of the engines while they're running the test. So I'm gonna have you deboard the plane. So we by the time we got back in the airport, everyone who was about to board the plane, they all had the message, right, that, you know, there was an issue with the plane. So they told us, go to the counter and try to reschedule another flight, because, you know, we don't think this plane's gonna take off. If it does take off, it's gonna be like an hour or two. So imagine me being on the plane, being one of the last one to deboard the plane. I mean, there was like 100 people waiting in line to try to get like a flight to go to Dallas. So I was like, man, this is freaking, you know, I was mad. I was really, really mad. So anyways, it came down that I was able to make it. It took forever. You know, there was so many delays and stuff. I gotta say, I'm really not impressed, guys. I'm not here to put some bad reps on any companies out there, but I gotta say, really not impressed with American Airlines. I gotta put it out there. It probably the worst experience when it comes to flying that I've had in many, many years. So so yeah, there's that. So yeah, there was a creator dinner. So all the creators, they were meeting each other, you know, and I was so sad, mad, mix of emotion, because I was only able to get to Dallas for like 8-something p.m., which means I miss, like, you know, team building. I miss like meeting the other guys, like the other creators. I miss so many things. I got to the hotel. It's like, okay, I'm here now, you know, let's not stay mad. You know, there's no reason for that. But the fact that they were all out having dinner, you know, having a good time, enjoying themselves, you know, meeting each other, and I was like, you know, stuck at the hotel, not too happy about it. But hey, it is what it is. I got there, I changed my mindset. I went to 7-Eleven. I got myself something to, you know, cool down and chill. And you know, eventually they all came back to the hotel, so I got to meet everyone and, you know, laugh, joke around, took some pictures. So yeah, that was cool. So that was the first night. Then next day. So next day was tournament day. So we had breakfast at the hotel. For those who wondered, we stayed at the Lorenzo. If you guys want to check it out, it's a really, really small, it's more like a boutique hotel. It's not a crazy massive hotel, but for the small crowd we were, it was kind of cool, because, you know, you would bump into other people getting in the elevator. You'd go to eat, you bump into people. So for the people, like the community members that won the trip, that made it to the finals and got there, I bet, like, you know, for me, I don't know, for some people, like creators, we're all like special. For myself, I'm not special, nobody's special. So I thought it was just cool, right? But for someone from the community that, you know, you've been watching someone on TV for a long time, well, you know, I bet it was cool, right? So when I was in Dallas this past year, I had a delay for an hour and a half. Now I tell you, it's terrible. Yeah, I'm not gonna use American Airlines moving forward. I'll tell you guys that. Yeah, it was insane. It was insane. Not happening again. Never had any issues with Delta. Never had any issues myself with Air Canada and all the other flights that goes down there. But American Airlines, yeah. So you better keep your KD above 10 when you hit solo con coffee. You think you can do that, Joe? So Adam, what up, man? So yeah, anyway, so we got breakfast there, and after that it was time that we went upstairs, top floor, and they gave us our Samsung device. Okay, they gave us our Samsung device. We played on the Samsung S23 Ultra. The one, it's kind of square, you know, like the bevels, or I don't know how you say that, but you know, like let's say iPhone, these are rounded, and the Samsung, it's like a rectangle. It's perfectly square. So already that for me, playing on phone is not something that you guys saw, and it's not something that I'm really comfortable with. The fact that it was on, you know, a different device, a device that, you know, it was, whew, it was tough. It was tough. But hey, you know what? I took the whole time they gave us to dial in. All right, dial in all the good sense. My sensitivity was bang on with gyro. Believe it or not, guys, I played gyro. All right, here at home, you guys know me. I play only with my thumbs and you know, one shoot button, and it's no gyro and none of that craziness. But I was like, okay, I'm on phone, I gotta do gyro, right? So I did the gyro, placed my buttons, all that stuff. And for those who did watch the stream the week prior to the event, I didn't even practice. I was like, you know, I'm gonna fail anyways. So I got there with zero pressure. Triple! Yo, we got triple with a $20 super chat. Thank you. Thank you. I'm gonna give you the first cheers tonight. We had Mike, sorry about that, but thank you so much, Triple. Thank you for the $20 super chat. Really appreciate it. Thank you so much. So what was I saying? Yeah, we played one or two games, you know, with the teammates. I gotta say, they were monsters. All right, they were freaking monsters. My Grizzlies, they were top notch. Dab plays on phones from time to time, so you know, he was kind of really comfortable. I think I was the only one who kind of stood out in the fact where I was like, you know, it was kind of small in my hands, you know, it was kind of weird. But yeah, we played a few games, a few classics together. I did decent. It kind of helped, you know, build my confidence. I know, go shower. I know, I'm actually dirty right now. Yeah. So Richard, what's up? Richard McGill, what up, dude? Finally home, man. So yeah, practice a little bit. After that, you have to give back our device, and you know, we had a little bit of time on our hands to do whatever. And I forgot I wanted to go hit the liquor store, but I didn't, so I was not happy about that. But anyways, long story short, I rested, and we went to the venue. So like I said, everything was settled down. Everything was well organized there by AMG. So we got Ubers. We went to the venue. Venue was Gillies. For now, people asking questions, we went at Gillies Dallas, if you want to check it out on the internet. And PUBG, you guys probably, if you guys watched the event, when they were moving through a crowd with the camera, you guys probably saw the venue. It wasn't a super big venue, but man, it was like the lighting and everything, like it was perfect. It was I don't know what they could have done to make it look better than what it was. So the game was made for cellular phones. Yes, I know, but I play on iPad, you know. And the thing is, one thing I always tell people, guys, if I did play on phone, I would probably not be streaming, and I'll tell you why. Because my screens, okay, my camera is push. I wish I could just flip it. I can't flip it. But anyways, this is me. I got long arms, all right? I got monkey arms. I'm 6'1". I probably got 6'1" arms. I don't know, but no, jokes aside, guys, I can't even touch the camera. Like, that's how far my screens are, all right? I can't touch nothing. Like, I can go swing like this, like yeah, chopstick like this. I'm not touching nothing. There's another like good foot and a half. It's like a super large desk, I think it's 48 inches desk. So I mean, yeah, me streaming on a phone like this and then trying to read the small comments, impossible. So I did try it at one point, but I didn't like it. So anyways, at the venue, I had zero practice. We got there, and everyone was stressed out. You know what I did, guys? I visualized, and you know, Rizatron, one of my teammates, is like, dude, you look so in the zone right now. And that's what happened. Like, I just said, okay, you know, whatever happens, doesn't matter. If we win, cool. If we lose, we're going to win the second game. You know, I was just going through the whole process, okay, in my head that, you know, I'm going to get knocked Thursday the first. And, you know, I'm going to be put to shame. You know, Coffee first guy killed, you know, in the tournament. I went through the whole thing. But when you start visualizing in life, chat, when you start thinking about like, hey, this is what I think the future is holding for me. If you start thinking about bad things, it can't be worse, right? If you start thinking about like, hey, I'm going to be the first one dying, you know, the caster will make fun of me. The fact that, you know, Coffee played like a bot. So I got out there with zero. When I say zero, it was zero pressure. Zero pressure. And that's what made the difference, I believe. Not on the whole team, but on myself. And it did contribute also for the team because when it came to game number 1, I told the guys, I'm like, hey, you guys qualified. You want an in-game lead? They're like, maybe, yeah, I don't know, blah, 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 blah. And naturally, what happened is that I let them play. And you guys will see, I'm going to play some clips now. So I let them play, and I was just standing back. And I was just watching, covering their back, covering their 6, making sure that they could just frag out. So Rizatron is a beast. Yes, I'm going to link up with him. My goal is to try to get the same squad and play a few classics sometime soon. If it's not this week, I'll try to make it happen for next week. But I gotta say, we had a lot of fun, guys. How was the glare with that lighting? It was okay. You know, with the phone, we didn't have any glare. The only glare we had, the sun was, we were like on sunset, so the sun was just beaming through the windows. And at one point we had like the sun in our eyes, but that just lasted a couple minutes. So yeah, by the way, yeah, I'm from Canada. There was myself and Farouk. Farouk is from Calgary, and we were the only 2 Canadians out there. The reason why is because we were not eligible for the money prizes. All right, so first place they got 10K. Second place, this is what we end up getting. The boys got 5K, so 2.5K each. The way we're gonna be paid out, we'll not be getting 2.5K worth of UC, but we will be getting some UC to give out to our community. So that should be coming up anytime soon. So be on the lookout. I got that, plus I got 2 Bugattis that I need to do for giveaways. Okay, so I got 2 Bugattis, and I'll be having some UC. So stay tuned, guys. Follow me on my socials. When did they hand out the script of how the tournament would end? I got it before leaving here. No, I'm kidding. There's no script. Are you going to play again? No, the tournament is over tonight. I'm not going to be playing, guys, tonight. Like I said, it is just a tournament recap for those who wanted to have something to watch. Or I'm not in the shape right now to start hosting customs. Plus my iPads, I think there's like a new there's like the new graphics pack and a new something other pack and another pack of the pack. So I know for a fact one of my devices I need to do all the updates, and I didn't have time for all that. Like I said, just got home, guys. I got myself some AW, so I got myself some fries and some chicken tenders or whatever how you want to call it, real quick, while the boys were daddy, all happy to see me. And after I came down, so I was able to do this short stream. So that was a whole goal. And if you guys are wondering how I got the this is how they were when I got home, guys. We had Hulk and we had Spider-Man. So yeah, let me know different qualifier stars you said is really easy to qualify. Yeah, I don't think it was easy. And so talking about all that, you know what, let's go ahead and hit start here. I'm gonna hit start, and like I said, I'm gonna just cover like what was like the whole process, the whole like mentality and everything.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Samsung Galaxy's event, Samsung Galaxy Battles event. I'm Riv, and if you are in the mood,
I gotta say shout out to my boy Mustache Dave. Okay, so you guys see right here, this is the venue. Okay, I'm just gonna pause it because I think it's a really good perspective. So this is the venue. Do you guys see my you guys see my mouse? This is me right there, just chilling. So there's me, there's Dabs, here it's Pickles. I got my 2 teammates right there. We got Quash and Rizatron. Behind me was Winsanity, I believe, and Huskers. We had Farouk down there teamed up with give me a second. I don't remember all the creators who they were teamed up with. Here, I got this. Ta-da! So Farouk was okay with Hawknest, super cool guy. I actually met him. I met him at the hotel. We had a good conversation. Super chill guy. After that, on the other side, guys, over here, if you see my mouse, you got Powerbank teamed up with Rolex. Surprise! It's not a surprise, right? But yeah, the deal was right there. In front of them, we had Bella Fox and Lily Pichu. So Lily Pichu's right here, and we have Bella Fox right there. We had Killjoy right here, hiding behind that beam. As we all know, Killjoy likes to hide. So Killjoy right there. In front of him, we had a Melkor. He was teamed up with Godsley, which is a content mobile, super big content mobile, content mobile, Call of Duty mobile content creator. And in front of him, we had T-Max and Jacob. So Jacob is right here, and T-Max right there. And on the other side, we have Pickles and Waffles. Almost forgot to give a shout out to Pickles. So this is how the whole venue was set up. Like I said, not a big venue, right? We had a coffee right here. We had some water there, but not a super big venue. We were not able to see the maps. We were not able to see nothing, right? From our perspective, we had a wall in front of us. We had no idea of scoring. We had to go and walk and try to get some sneak peek for the scoring. So yeah, I think it was well set up. Coffee got paid for throwing the last game. Nah, I swear, Richard, I was in a winning. I really had a winning mindset. My goal was to try to win the whole thing. So have you watched a recap yet? No, I didn't watch the whole thing, so I'm just gonna skip through. Vanessa did watch the first game, and she watched the whole thing. I want to see every time we watch you. So I know a few parts for game number 1, but after that, I'm just gonna go and watch like the ending and tell you guys where we jumped and stuff.
In the right spot.
So it'll be pretty straightforward.
Don't go anywhere.
But yeah, I gotta say a big shout out, guys, to Mustache Dave. Mustache Dave. They asked him like who you want to give a shout out to, like which creator we should be watching. First name that came out of Mustache Dave's mouth was Coffee. I was like, yeah, baby, yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna skip through all this.
In person, face to face, and get the nitty.
Let's go over here.
23 ultras would feel pretty damn good. But
so yeah, what's cool about this? We got second place. So by getting second place, where did I put it? That's right here. So yeah, by getting second place, big boom, bada boom. Your boy got this. I got a Galaxy tablet, S8 Plus. So yeah, I got here. Vanessa's like, is that for me? And I said yes. So I'll give it to Nessa, but the thing is, I'm gonna be using it. I told her I'm like, hey, I'll give it to you, but the thing is, I need to use it for twice. When I do my customs, I'm gonna be using the tablet to create the rooms, to have the map, so I don't I'm not struggling as much. Try to do everything with 2 iPads, so having 3 different tablets to work with, that's gonna help a lot. So I'm gonna be using it on Fridays. And I will also be using it. Yes, if a game launches, a lot of games that do launch on mobile, they launch on Google Play before they do launch on iOS. And Coffee is 100% iOS here at home. So the fact that I'm gonna have a tablet so I can test out the new games, that will be really awesome. Sean says do not play PUBG. I know. That's why I'm not gonna be playing. I'll be spectating. So it will be a spectating device. So when I do, like I said, when I do my custom rooms, I'll use it as the third device for the maps and stuff. So I'm gonna keep my 2 iPads directly on getting the perspective, and that will always stay on the map. So that's gonna be a game changer. It will definitely help me for those. And also at the end of the games, if I don't run like the tournament room cards where it's the same room ID and password through the whole night, like when I do the MGC tournaments, then I can do boom. I use my 2 iPads, and I'll be able to create the games and do all that stuff with that third tablet. So it's gonna be really useful. I'm really happy that I got that. And yeah, for the rest of the time, which is like 90-something% of the time, well, you know, Vanessa will be working on it and doing her stuff. So now she's got no more excuses, guys. You should be able to see Nessa back in the chat in full force now that she'll have a tablet to watch the stream. So
how you feeling about?
Yeah, that's what's up, guys. So that's what we got. Then I know Pickles got the Buds 2 Pro. It's Powerbang and Rolex's team that got the first place. So they got the S23 Ultra phones and the 2 guys. So the way it worked for cash when it comes to money, the money prizes, like I said, the reason why me and Farouk were not, we were able to go there. All the creators were not eligible for the cash prizes. So none of us walked away with money from that. It was all split it up between the 2 players. So Rolex and Powerbank's team, they made $5,000 each, the 2 players. My team, they made 2.5K each. Then I think it was Pickles' team who got 3rd place, 1.5, and then 4th place, or maybe, I don't know if it's inverted, but anyways, that's how it was split up. So yeah, I'm really happy for the community members who were able to go all the way there. And when I did talk to my teammates, they did not care about not getting first place. We had a blast out there, and they're like, hey, we got 2.5K. They won this too, right? 2.5K, a tablet, and they also won. You guys probably saw it earlier. Oh, and they're going to show it after. Okay, wait a minute.
It's going to be up in the air. Just
boom.
because,
like,
every single person that was at that event, everyone is walking away with a Secret Lab chair. It's the same chair that I have here, but if I could show you mine, I've been using mine for 4 years now, and I sit on it like daily. It's starting to have a lot of wear and tear. So I'm going to use this for my racing rig. For people who didn't know, I'm building myself a racing rig. I got the steering wheel, I got the shifter, I got the pedals, I got the VR, I got everything. So eventually I want to do, probably it would happen on Twitch, but I want to start doing a little bit of a racing simulations and stuff. I know I got Flip, who I talked to. I try to convince Pickles. So we're going to be doing that, but I'm not going to be fully promoting it. It would be more like a chill stream where we're just having fun and, you know, racing and so that kind of stuff. So yeah, at the end of the day, like I said, my teammates, they walk away with 2.5K, Galaxy S7 Plus. I mean, if they want to sell it, they can sell it. It's brand new. Or if they want to keep it, it's up to them. They walked away with the gaming chair, and they also got themselves the headset we were using at the event. So, I mean, we didn't get it. It was only the community members. But, I mean, when we talk about prizes, I know a lot of PMPL players, you know, a lot of professionals that through 1, 2, maybe even 3 years of doing scrims and all that stuff, they didn't win that kind of prizes. So it was pretty big, if you guys ask me.
Maps.
Well, we also have those Buds 2 Pros up for grab for 3rd and 4th place with a little more cash.
The chair, Sean,
by
the way, the chair is worth more than 500. A Secret Lot like that in Canadian dollars, I think it's 699 US. I think it's 699 or 599 US. When it comes to Canadian dollars, it's close to $1,000 when you add the taxes in. So, but they are from the US, so yeah, for them it would be like, yeah, you're right. It's $500-600 for that chair. Ripo! Es-tu des cadeaux, moi? Une cadeau, Jean. Yeah, we got a little Freddy shirt. Papa a gagné la chaise qu'il y a là, on va voir ça bientôt.
Oh.
It's cool? Es-tu plus belle? La plus belle, elle ou elle? Pour vrai? Tu la trouves pas belle, elle? Tiens, Grenouille. Tiens. Je vois tantôt. Oui. Deal. Fist bump. But, so yeah. Like I said, prizes were good.
To be getting something from
prizes.
Those
Bonjour, Freddy
podium
Shark.
spots, but
Don't need
you
the
don't
bonjour,
grab anything
spook.
there. Everybody's taking home the Snapdragon Elite.
I'm still
gaming
waiting for
chair
my
all
Bugatti.
32
Savak, what's up, baby?
Finalists. So for all your hard work. that you
Yeah, I'm
put
gonna be
in
doing the
already,
giveaways. I'm
we're
gonna have
see our players
to
taking
sort
this
that out.
home
All
so
right,
they can
I
up
need
their
to do
game
those. I
even
got 2
more to
Bugattis
the
I want to give
level
away.
once they're back in their own environment.
So again, we'll see the venue from
He
a
is
perspective.
almost
Boom.
ready, waiting. I was looking at the Discord.
So you see me right there. I'm already. If you guys look, I'm locked in. I'm locked in on
Earlier and was
Killjoy, who's hiding right here, and I'm giving him shit. Like we were already. I was already poking him early. Before the first game.
kind of nerding out because I saw people like, hey, I'm at the venue at this.
But look,
person,
he's
at this
laughing right
person. I was
here.
like, oh my god, the vibe there, I could feel it already. Everyone was just so
Jacob,
excited to be
T-Mags.
participating.
Yeah, no, we've got some amazing.
So they're just gonna go
content
through
creators that
the whole
we've already
thing.
mentioned. Some of those you can see on your screen. I see Bella Fox.
But yeah, we're talking shit. Me and him were we were talking shit the whole time.
You got Rolex, power banks in the venue. I know that for sure. The mob boss, if you will, of PUBG Mobile is certainly going to be trying to grab a victory today. But some incredible content creators across the board. I mean, Dave, we've been talking about teams.
There we go. We got the T-Bag, baby. We got the T-Bagging. I was calling it. Except the content creator do get the phone and chair. Yes, like I said, guys, I do have my tablet right here that I won. So I do have my tablet right here that I won at the event. And the gaming chair will be shipped in the mail. So, yeah, I was calling the shot right here, guys.
Leading up to this event, you've got.
And by the way, I don't know who of you realized that I was singing Celine Dion. But through the whole event, like my team, where we were laughing, we're joking around because I was like, guys, you want me to start singing? They're like, yeah, sing. So I was just singing random shit through all the games. Like at one point, I'm like, guys, when it comes down to like 12 players, you want me to start singing like let the bodies hit the floor, let the bodies. They're like, yeah, sing it. So we were just joking around. That's what I liked about the fact that, you know, we were so comfortable and we were focusing on having fun on top of, you know, doing really good. But yeah, for whoever noticed that I was saying Celine Dion without hearing, you guys been watching the stream quite a bit.
Coffee here, you love to see it. So definitely gonna be.
All right, let's skip it forward.
Keeping an eye on them because I heard they're
first
getting some drama.
game. All right, so first game was
This will be
Nuza.
the easiest map to grab. Probably
First game was Nuza. The way we had it set up, we wanted to do a 2-2 split. But again, you got to understand that every single one of us were playing. We were all playing like on 150 to 200 something ping. It was tough as hell. So you wanted to land on Sand Center, boom, next thing you know, you're in the field. It was kind of tough.
Amount of points just given the amount of encounters that you can get.
Is that
into.
teabag and you were thirsty?
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, you definitely have to.
Well, you have to pay
risk it
customs on the
for-
chair. I hope not. I really hope not. If that's the case, you know, I'm gonna see what the agents see if you know, they're covering that. But we'll see. Hopefully I don't pay customs. That would suck.
These early game points because one elim is 2 points.
Did Richard McGill give you a package to bring it to me, or he forgot? Unless he won. Oh, the yes, the fact the inflatable. Yeah, yeah, I almost got caught at the customs with. But yeah, I have your package, Savag.
Points.
Pretty
And
big.
If you die, hey, you get to come back. You know, as long as it.
But anyways, we wanted to land 2-2 split. But like I said, it was kind of a chaotic there.
For Noosa,
Didn't work out the
so
way we
we'll
wanted
see
to. You guys will see
who
later on when
best.
we're
So,
driving.
honestly,
Everyone was
the
just
odds are
bumping and
stacked
everything.
against Jacob. You just kind of watch.
Let's move it forward. I'm not gonna be watching the whole
but,
thing.
Immediately put to a stop before that can even happen over here. So
Beanbag
this is gonna
seat,
be
called it
Dabs
the
and
teabag.
Coffee Squad, the
Ooh, that's a pretty cool idea. That'd be a cool idea. So, you know, if you kill someone, you just go. Yo, Camper, what up, baby? What's up, dude? What up? I gave shit a killjoy the whole time, man. It was funny.
Grizzles.
So
out
okay, so
here.
how it worked out after that, we're gonna skip
Their
further.
life, the price
So
of their
it was
life
pretty
right there.
straightforward. As you guys can see there on top of the hill, the way I had it set up, once we died, you know, we used a recall. I looked at the zone and I picked the spot there on top of the hill. I told the boys, like, hey, you know what? You guys are really, really good at fragging. I'm not the best phone player out there. So I'm gonna focus on IGLing, and you guys go get kills, right? And I gotta say, once again, Rizatron, holy F. That guy is a beast. Whoever's in PMPL and stuff like that, be on the lookout, because that guy is a monster. So anyways, I was on top of the hill,
There.
and I think at one point they
Noise
watched
is
me.
Noise is just 1v3
So
right
basically
now,
what I was doing is I
1v4
was
at
covering. So my
Yeah,
team was
it's worth
looking in
mentioning.
that direction-ish. They were covering all the teams that were trying to make it to the zone. You know, all those that were hugging the blue. I wasn't on top of the hill in the building, and all I was doing is covering like 270 degrees. I was looking down. I was calling all the people that were here at the tents and stuff. I was making sure that I knew exactly where people were set up, and I was making sure nobody was coming like behind us or taking control of that house. So I was covering like maybe like 200 degrees, I'd say 270 degrees, and they were like locked in on the small. It was like a death trap. It was a kill zone for them. So they were, all three of them, Dabs and the two boys, they were locked in, and they did a lot of work.
We've got 3.
So that's how
teams
it played
fully
out. I think later on we'll
eliminated,
see.
and finding waffles. Can be
Okay.
A lot of teams going to be holding the blue for some free elips.
Yeah, pop.
So you see me up there. You see me. I'm all the way up there, and the three, they're
Blue
like
right
in the
now. We got
triangle,
2 teams
getting all the
and 4
people that
up,
are trying to
and,
get
that's gonna be
from that side of the hill.
Dabs up there in the south on the high ground. But the thing is that Dabs
So finding waffles. So an encounter coming up from down below.
So yeah, as you guys can see, we had pickles. We had, I think it was waffles. There was like a couple people that got caught up there with the way we had our split going.
It's going to be a tough rotation, but
And after that, when this happened,
not when
that is where I only had 1 kill, as you guys can see. All right, we had 8 kills as a team. Rizatron with 3. We had Dab with 2. We got Quash with 2 as well. And I was like, man, you know, I just been playing passive for like the past 8 minutes, and you know I wanted to get involved. So
You have
this
to
is
think
where you'll see me just
immediately, yet you've
freaking
lost at least
send it.
2. Now it's a 1v1 in terms of teams, but ultimately TRG is going to get the better of Waffle's
And
squad,
comms
I
were
can only
good.
imagine.
Comms were good between like our team. The comms were really, really good.
Yeah, they got the high ground. They get all the angles.
So here I come. Da, 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 whee!
Here comes the jump down from Coffee. The 360 flick with the M4. There's one. Can we get the other? Coffee,
And big boom, bada boom.
Oh, no.
taking game number
So that's what we
one.
got. That's how we
Winner
got game number
dinner
1. As you guys can
on
see, we were happy there celebrating on the left side of that screen.
baby.
That's us. So we got the first chicken dinner. Really, we were happy. You know, that was one way to make a statement.
Coffee, and I mean, talk about a play. Had the health advantage, but it was a 2v1. Coffee just surprised their opponents, whether they didn't hear the audios, they were trying to heal each other up or what have you. Coffee goes down, hits the 360, and says, "Wake up, folks! I'm on my 6th cup. Get ready to rock and roll."
And it's funny. I don't know how they knew, but you know, we were not allowed to have drinks in front of us while we were playing. So I was at the coffee thing, and I did drink about like, you know, 5-6 coffee before game number 1. Why did you get an inflammable sword? You gotta have to ask Savag. Who has noise? He stood up. I don't know. Actually, don't know, but yeah, there's a few players that popped off. Even Waffle. Waffle, she was like the first one to get a kill pretty much every single game, guys. Pretty much every single game, she was getting the first kill with a shotgun.
Oh, it's probably over. They're just trolling as they drop. What? Wait a minute. What's going on? Absolutely awesome stuff to see coming into the end of there. We knew it would get a little spicy.
So,
Hot dropped right in the science lab immediately. And I thought Rook, for the most part, was going to be taking that one, guys.
No, I totally agree. Rook was looking strong all the way through, not only because they played kind of center of map, found early eliminations,
skip
then
it.
set up the rotation.
Should I
well.
skip, chat?
I think the only mistake was that they went for the low ground there. But you got to remember, right, if the zone pulls back towards them, they would have been totally fine. Ultimately, the zone pulling up the high ground is what hurt them in the final fight.
It would have not have changed nothing, by the way. If the zone did decide to go down instead of up, we knew exactly where every one of them were, because like I said, I was on the lookout the whole time while the boys were doing work. And after, when we decided to push in that direction, you know, it was no rocket science. Like, it was easy to tell where they were.
Fight, but the funny part is that we didn't even
I
really
did buy way too much boarding the plane.
Coffee full sent over the cliff after they grabbed the knock, and they had 4 players alive. Might as well go for it, right, Dave? I mean, come on.
The confidence right there, the confidence. And I didn't catch it. We saw the camera, we saw the high fives. The momentum right now from that squad has to be at an all-time high, right, as we prepare for these next games. But I didn't catch, were they rocking the lap pillow? Did they have the lap pillow?
Oh, no.
You know,
Up until the interview. So this was kind of stressful to a certain level, you know, because it is one thing when you're at home and, you know, I'm in front of my camera, I'm in my setup in my chair, you know, but out there, like, you know, there's a whole production team. There's people behind the cameras. There's so many. They're like, Coffee, go. You have the interview. I'm like, so it was kind of funny because I'm not someone who gets stressed out easily. But when I sit down and I was like, all right, deep breath in, deep breath out. All right, I'm good to go. So that was fun. And I did call out Killjoy once again there. I did like the comments of the casters after this, the commentators. The John Holmes of mobile gaming. What up, John Doe? What up, Stan? Listen up.
Chief Pat, thank you so much. If I was Killjoy, I'd basically be playing like this. Looking above me the whole time. It's gonna be intense. I love it. I love what he said there. Always kind of leading. I took a step back on this one and let everybody do their thing, but I did jump off a cliff. So there's that.
Yeah, the best quote from that interview was, and I quote, "Not here to just take part. We are here to dominate."
Yeah.
That's the mentality you need when you're going up against amazing content creators, some qualifiers that got a little blood in their mouth. Like, they're ready to rock and roll. You come out swinging like that, people are going to think twice about challenging.
By the way, I was not being cocky, guys. You got to understand that I have like the understanding of, it's a show, right? It's a show. And if I would have went out there like, so what happened? Oh, we won the game. So what was the strategy? Rotate and win the game. And what happened? What happened through in your head when you decided to jump off the cliff and get those kills? Well, yeah, I jumped and I got them. So if you want people to stay tuned, if you want people to get themselves a popcorn and sit down and go like, man, I can't wait to watch game number 2. You gotta have something. You gotta give the people what they want, and what they wanted is what was that an interview that would keep people tuned in and excited about game number 2. So that was my mindset when I got in behind for the interview. It's not that I thought that I'm the best player. I'm far from there, really far from there. And every single team out there were good. It was just that you have to bring something to spice it up. So that's why, like, when I went for that interview, like I said, guys, I'm not a cocky guy, and Killjoy would destroy me if we did some 1v1s TDM and we ran a round of 40. He would probably win, like, I'd say probably like 30-10 or 31-9. And yeah, like Greg said, it does create it creates a storyline. Yeah, it does create a storyline where, just like a TV show that, you're excited for the next episode because, oh my God, in the first episode, something crazy happened. And you're like, whoa, wait, I want to watch episode number 2. So yeah, that's what happened there. And, once again, like I said, I'm really, really, for people who did, well, I got the opportunity or they got the opportunity, whatever, to meet each other. I'm a really down to earth guy. And even like later, I'm going to skip through a little faster, but yeah, I'm a really, really down to earth guy, and I'm not a cocky guy in life. And that right there, that interview was just to try to spice it up.
Your spot, and I think this could be really important, especially going into this next map.
It's so good. We got the best teams out here. I'm going to be doing more interviews later. He's already prepped. Exactly. That's the mentality you need to have. So we go to Aaron Gull next. It's going to be a little slower. We're going to see what teams have for each other. They're getting prepared. They all think could really be the one to take game 2. Here, gentlemen. Give me a quick hit from both.
Quick hit. I gotta give Power Bang Squad another shot.
Right.
I think
we didn't see too much of them.
Well, the thing is with Rolex and Power Bang, they just
you see how we're
unlucky.
having fun.
They had an unlucky
draft, and that's the one thing. Maybe because we just had to win, but I mean, the one thing I'd say, and probably caught up, with stress, but we were joking, we were laughing like even mid game, and Coffee bringing that gas. Hell yeah, gotta hype it up, baby. Exactly. That's how I saw it. What else did I see? I would have said Coffee touch before the tournament.
I know that the squad they were going to go against, which was Rook, was going to come out swinging
that's
that
what I was looking
hot.
for.
I mean, there was a couple teams.
I think a lot of people were
kind
of shy and holding back
on
on
how fast the action
be
took
out
place.
there. It's a show.
That's the team I'm looking at.
That's
Run it back, boys. You guys got it.
But again, you know, we all have different personalities, and a lot of people were
I'm
either
looking at,
focused or
execute,
you know, some
we
people are,
heard
you know,
Coffee
at
on
the end of the day,
break,
yeah,
kinda
of course
calling
you're
out
smiling and
Killjoy.
joking around a lot
Killjoy
more.
is on
If you do
execute
happen to
with
get the win, if you
Villafont
end
and
up
Lily
getting last
Pichu.
place,
So,
well, you're probably
you
not
know,
going to
you
be
can't-
joking around as much. I don't know what time that you guys caught me singing.
Noosa, that game was so quick, very intense. Now we're gonna slow it down a little bit on Ergo, but Coach, I just gotta say, man, I'm having a good time here tonight. The players.
All right, let's go game number 2 real quick.
I don't know if we're gonna see anything normal in Ergo
okay,
this
so
time
this
around,
one,
Dave. You know what I mean?
This one, I think we had an issue where I was following Dabs or Dab was following me. If you guys pay attention to the plane, right at the tail of the plane, I thought all of us were following each other, and we were supposed to jump at the end of Yasnaya, you know, by the bridge, and go up to Severny. That was our call. We're like, hey, we just got the first chicken dinner. Let's play a little slower there in game number 2. Make sure we don't, you know, die early. But anyways, we kind of got split up right off the bat, and me and Dabs landed outside of Pachinki towards like Gatka. That's where I found a UAZ, and we drove all the way. So we changed our strategy. We went all the way up to Northern George Bowl. And that is that game right here that my comms were not working. So at one point I go AFK for a while because I had to close my game. I closed everything, reset everything to try to get my mic to work, and the mic was not working. And at the end of this game, we paid the price. You guys will see we paid the price because my mic was not working. So let's just skip it over. Like I said, we jump split it out from each other.
I have to assume
but ultimately it's going to come down to who's got the high ground positions, the better cover, things like that.
Let's skip it up
across those fields just in case the squad does opt.
Skip it up.
The sidelines were there. Noise had a lot of pressure on them, and they need to have that time.
Northern George Bowl
to also defend because
like I'm resetting
Jacob,
my game and stuff.
We're pushing Jacob and Goats. You're kind of spread out.
Okay, there we go. Now we're here.
Grizzlies getting involved.
Okay, there we go. That's the end game. So
I gotta say, Huskers
this is where
not a lot to write home about, but hopefully
this is
they
where
can turn
it
around
didn't work for us, and I'll tell you why.
And I gotta say, Huskers had some great shots overall. Just unfortunate it didn't have the players to back them up. Jacob's squad gets the better of yet another team, Dave, and I don't know that they lose a single player in the process.
Nope, they should be able to get that pickup and maybe even loot those crates, get those meds, and restock on the ammunition.
Switch over.
The AKM/Bison is what Jacob's rocking this game, and this has to feel good. 6 elims so far. Remember, game number 1, this squad didn't do anything. They're at the bottom of the overall leaderboard, so it has to feel good to kind of get that confidence flowing here, that momentum going once again on the squad as Team Max is going to be on their knees, bleeding on out. But Jacob looking for all
right, right here. So we were at the beginning of Pachinki. All right, we were in those buildings beginning of Pachinki. And there's a sniper tower for those who play a lot. There's like a sniper tower pretty much where the B of Galaxy Battle is. Like right down here, there's a sniper tower. Early on, I was telling the guys, I'm like, guys, I'm going to go get that sniper tower. I'm going to go get the sniper tower. And we end up deciding as a team, okay, you know, now everyone is stick here. I'm like, let's do 1-3 split. I'm going to go get that. And, you know, we paid the price because after that, we got stuck. Because of that team right there. You see Quash is there, Dab is there. We were all stuck. I died in that shed because we decided last second, hey, let's go crash that shed. I'm the first one who went for it. But as soon as I got in there, I heard and I saw there was people in that ditch, and I was trying to, you know, throw a molly, I think, or a nade that I tried to throw in the ditch. But their molly and nade connected, and that's how I got taken out. But if we did at that point in earlier, and you know, we can always say afterwards, like, hey, if that would have worked, you know, but I made the call, and even Resitron's like, man, we should have, I should have listened. But you know, it is what it is. You know, we got caught there because of that, and yeah, I guess we'll see. We paid the price afterwards because at this point I'm dead, right? So the only thing I'm good for the team is making sure they concentrate on their gameplay and they frag out and they survive. But the thing is, as an in-game leader, at that point where you're dead, my mic is not working. How the hell am I supposed to in-game lean? I was leaning towards Dab, like almost kissing him on the cheek to try to talk into his microphone. so the other guys could hear. So yeah, guys, that's what happened. I was like, let's say this is Dab. I was like, hey, like in his face. But anyway, so yeah, we kind of pay the price for that reason.
Nice.
If we would have went and got that snapper tower, I don't know if there's a camera before,
in the south.
but a snapper tower is like right here on the edge, far left side of the screen. And if I would have got that, this team would have never been able to get that ditch. Why? Because first of all, I would have had higher ground on them. I had 3 nades and 2 mollies. Plus my team, like I said, you know, we all had our own vehicle, so we would have crashed that really, really hard. But anyways, we were lucky enough to survive.
See, Dab is still alive.
But did you kiss him? No.
This is Grizzlies getting involved, and Noise might be in a bit of trouble.
Is that the one who got killed 3-4 times?
Chaos.
No, that was over on
nice
Livic.
Covering fire.
Livic, I was
down.
bad luck,
Dab
guys.
might be all on their lonesome. Keep an eye out.
So you see Quash it right
really
here who's not.
Important team fights here for
You guys
a
will
chance
see.
to
This is where I was trying to tell Dab, but again, like I said, you know, you can't really hear with the headset. And I was trying to convince Dab. I was trying to convince Dab to go get the revive. He had time, but he couldn't hear me.
Nice connecting shot.
So he was so focused on his gameplay and stuff. I'm like, go get him, get him. He's right there.
This is interesting. Riz trying to get a spot for their squad, but Dab's just pinned down, doing a rock and a hard.
Like he right now, he's running in the field because again, like I said, like you see me leaning, right? I'm watching, and I'm leaning towards Dab because I was trying to scream in his microphone so we could have like comms.
We'll see what happens. Looks like they're going to be driving out
on the camera
distance,
down below.
but I don't know. They're kind of getting too separated here, in my opinion goes.
Okay, yeah, look, exactly what I was saying. Look at that.
They're kind of spread out.
What am I doing? I didn't want to double click.
Yeah, they're very
TRG.
spread out. I totally agree. I think the Grizzlies are very
I'm trying to talk, but you know, again, like when you're playing concentrating, you hear all the sound effects and stuff like that. It's kind of tough to hear, right? But anyways, I was right there. Yo, who sent that? Tony, baby. Thank you. Thank you. Sheesh. Yo, thank you, Tony. Really appreciate that. I would give you a sip, but it would be a fake one. I'm out of coffee and my machine says I gotta empty the whole thing. I will owe you a sip for sure, 100%, Tony. Thanks so much, man. Thank you for that gifted sub. I'm gonna add it at least we'll do that. Give me 1 second. Go here. Boom. All right, so at least I'm gonna add it. There you go. Let's put that right here. Thank you so much, brother. Really, really appreciate that. I guess we'll leave it like this. Rolex got lucky. Got lucky coffee gaming. Well, I'm just saying, you guys will see. Imagine these 2 guys are those who did qualify, right? It's not me and Dab. It's not me and Dab who qualified. It's these 2. So our second fragger never got revived. So instead of being a 3-man squad, we're down to a 2-man squad, and they got super split out. So we paid the price because of that. I tell you guys, I do believe, guys, and I'm being humble and down to earth here. I do believe that if we did get that revive there and the comms would have worked, I do believe we would have won game 1, 2, 3. And this is, but you know, it's done. Can't change nothing now. You know, it's too late to say like, hey. But, you know, the fact that I was not able, and, you know, we tried it. Like I said, we tried everything. I even raised my hand. I'm like, staff. Someone from the, from the staff came over. I'm like, what am I supposed to do? It was flip. I'm like, dude, what am I supposed to do? Like, my mic is not working. I can't have comms. Right now I'm supposed to IGL. Like, what can we do? And it's like, well, did you try to reset your device? I'm like, yeah, I tried to reset the game, try to reset everything, close the mics, nothing was working. But anyways, it is what it is, right? These kind of things happen. All right, it you know, it happens at all levels, on PC, on you know, even like in Formula 1 and all that stuff. That is, you know, there's always like some small details that everything can't just run perfectly smooth. So yeah, I mean, it is what it is, guys. So
not a lot of cover here, and they're all by themselves. So one person peaks at the right time. Rizatron's down, and now you're down in numbers. I don't hate it, but other teams are going to try to make sure that you don't score any more points.
I only see it here on the screen because I don't have my headset. But Michael, thank you, baby. Yo, y'all are crazy. Thank you so much. Thank you. Ah, man. Hey, that's y'all are too generous. Like, if I was doing customs, you know, man, thank you. Thank you. Yo, what up, Onyx? What's up, baby? What is up? What is up? So yeah, that's what happened, guys, after that game number 2.
Sorry, buddy. Boat Gang can't save you when you're on land.
And Boom Royce got knocked.
Elimination.
As you guys can see, Dab is up here now.
Chill's trying to come in. Team Envy.
So Dab is up here, and Riz
crazy,
is down.
Is in trouble.
All over
You know it's
here.
getting crazy, and we're starting to see some running over.
The thing is,
Rolex
Dab was
in the
out of
front lines,
ammo.
running over
So
Jacob.
he's trying to get one of the loot crates so he could get a little bit of ammo, but he got
trying to provide that support.
Look, now he's gonna get
watch
caught
out for that
soon.
grenade, and also Dab.
Rest of his
Move
team
it
got
forward a little
picked
bit.
off, so it's just Rizatron left
no,
alive.
Dab's already dead.
4v4 and Dab getting taken off from the distance. We're low on health.
Yeah, there you go.
Team Envy's got all 4 as well now. Everybody being
Revived. was trying to get some.
So it's gonna be
trying to get some ammo and stuff, and he got caught. He was really in the open. I mean,
by the way, still
it could have been a game changer if he was able to come back with like some frags and smokes and stuff. That could have been a game changer.
His team got picked off.
But you know, it is what it is. In these kind of games, you take risks sometimes.
Really good placement points.
It came down to only Rizatron, and this point right here, it didn't work out too well. And this is a game that kind of played against us because, guys, look at how many kills we got. We had that big jelly donut. That game right there, yeah. It is what it is, guys.
Either win this thing or grab second. Maybe just an elimination or two. Again, every
I'll read your
elimination
comments, by the way, John. I just don't read it out loud.
Right now. This is
Thank you,
exactly what you want to happen if you're Rizatron.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, third place is 10 points, so that alone is solid.
And at this point, I was telling him, I was trying to yell, again through Dab's mic. I'm like, let them fight. Let's go get second place. Let them fight. But they couldn't hear me, and he's like, dude, I could only hear like in the background someone screaming, and he's like, I wasn't able to focus. I'm like, man, I'm sorry. I was trying to tell him, like, just let them do their thing. He's like, nah. When it comes to these kind of situations, just let me play. I'm like, okay.
Across the way, but look who's still alive, though, Goj. Noise is still alive. That's my fear. That is my fear this game, because we saw a Noise with the 1v4 a couple moments ago. Looks like Rolex was picked up. Metacore does spot out an enemy over there. I think PB is also getting a revive on a squad mate. Chills. Yeah, so this is going to be a nice little end zone here for us.
Yeah, Envy's got all 4. The only team that has it. They were able to pick off 1 from Chaos and fully eliminate them. So 4v3v1 now. Final fight, 4v3, and Envy's trying to take some downrange shots,
final
DP
fight.
in hand.
I didn't see this, by the way. We were not able to see what happened, so this is the first time I'm watching this.
Smokes are going to be key in this final circle, as there's not a vehicle in sight to use for cover.
It took a very long time.
Key, and I see Noise trying to go for that off angle. They might be able to pick up PB. Looks like they have sight lines over there across the way. They see the snakes. They might see the little sneaky snakes out there in the grass here, Goj.
I know, and with the 4v2, if they're able to get power bang back up, it's not all she wrote, but it's close to it. Envy could kind of double flank, and certainly Porty and Metalcore could do something insane. They might not be able to get to PB, though. You can see he's kind of out on a little bit of an island in the middle, but as maybe
I think at this point, power bang, he's probably just crawling and trying to
on where these
scout and try to see where the other peoples are.
Chills on the left.
Porty's got that backpack, so they're going to be spotted.
Yeah, well... Porty's going to make sure old PB stays down. Better not get back up, my friend.
Oh, Rolex versus Metalcore. This is a big fight. Rolex lean peek in that tree, taking some shots down range, trying to jump up, trying to get additional sight lines on Metalcore. Gonna be cooking it. Getting ready to toss it here, Goj.
Look, coffee's out of this. We're no more brewing. We are cooking.
We're cooking.
Nades. And Rolex is trying to cook somebody down range. I don't think he's going to be able to get it far enough. Chills continues to sneak off to the left. There's just enough verticality here that you can kind of get away with snaking. Rolex
you don't want to be
on a tree. One wrong movement, and he knows
that's where he's going to get
prone
caught
as well.
Yeah,
Play zone takes
so if it ever happens, guys, this kind of stuff, even if you have to rotate, the patch is about like 6 foot, diameter. Just if you have to rotate, go all the way around in the grass. If you cut across, you're going to get spotted. So, again, I would have probably done the same thing. I'm just giving you guys an advice, even in the customs. If it comes to like a moment like this, never cut across a path like that. Always go around it, so that way, you don't get easier spotted.
All of a sudden,
Coffee in competitive mood is a beast, better than I am with rotation and stuff. Well, Onyx, that's what I was saying earlier. Well, you got the chance of we played a little bit off stream, and that is one thing that a lot of people don't realize. And like I said, if I could give every single one of you guys like the opportunity of holding like your device, playing, and I'm like, okay, and you know, comments. So you got to look up and read comments and come back, comments, and you know, to get you into like that mode of being a streamer. I'm not here crying, right? I'm not here crying. Like I'm fortunate enough, you know, to be able to do this, to be able to be successful doing it, and to have you guys supporting the shit out of me. And that's one thing I regretted when I came back. When I got back in the playing room and I was out of the interview, I felt like shit for a couple minutes, and I'll tell you guys why. Because I'm like, I did all this and I forgot to give like, hey, by the way, I just want to take a minute to thank my community, because without them I would not be here. I wanted to say that. I had that in my head, and when the whole interview stuff, blah 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 blah, you know, I didn't think about it. But man, guys, like I said, if it wasn't of you guys, I would have not been able to go there. But yeah, this is why, like, again, I think that, you know, one of my strengths, and that's one thing I was telling Greg yesterday on our messenger call. I'm not the best fragger, guys. I'm not the fastest fingers. I don't play enough to keep, you know, my skill set that from back in the days, and you guys all got so much better over time. But when it comes to like rotations, when it comes out to like picking the right compound, when it comes down to that kind of stuff, I think that is one of my strengths. Why? Because again, you know, my background speaks for itself. You know, being in the military, I mean, anyone can pick it up. You don't have to be blah blah blah, you know, a crazy tile from the military. But the fact that you understand, you know, you have the game sense. Some people will pick it up. Some people, because of their past, will be able to pick it up faster. But I think that's what made a big difference sometimes. The fact that, you know, as dumb as that sound, you know, in the military, if you're in a firefight, first thing you do, if you're in a leading position, you know, you're a leader, you know, a squad commander, or depending, you know, what role you have, first thing you do, you're not there engaging all the time. You're like, hey, how much ammo do you have left? How much ammo? How many smokes? How many nades? You make sure that everything okay. You okay? No. You need a break. Are you dehydrated? You know, that's your role. So when you IGL, if you guys ever try to play like a little more competitively and you take that IGL role, it is not about how many kills you'll get. It's about making sure that those who are able to get kills, you know, those top players, people like Onyx, people like Demas, people, you know, like Quash, like Rizatron, and like in this thing that in this tournament, I had Dab, Rizatron, and Quash. They were that was like my main, you know, fragging team, and I was out there more as a support role, because my goal was to try to make sure that, hey, are we good on smokes? Are we good on scopes? Are we good on this? Are we good on... So that's the approach I had there. That's why, like I said, even if I was dead, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter if I was dead, because my goal, my role was to try to keep on IGLing, but you know, that played against us there for game number 2, so it sucked.
Bada bing, bada boom. We are out of there. Team Envy.
So after that, we went into game number 3.
I don't think.
So I would give PB, you know, his
awesome
highlight
matchup there.
His interview was not as good as
talking
mine.
about how the comps were going. Rolex,
I'm kidding.
Kind of rolling the team, moving the chess pieces around. Interesting to hear there. And that there's a lot of W, but they are going to just kind of.
So back to the venue. So for those who did miss early on stream, this was the venue. Like I said, not super big, but was everything was like, was flawless. I'm right here. So there was Pickles, Waffles, and their team there in front of us. Then it was me, Dab, and my squad. And as you guys see, 90% of the time I was locked in on this guy right here, hiding behind there, Killjoy, and I was giving him shit. And you know what? I think they would have done so much better, but I was living rent free in Killjoy's head through the whole tournament.
In Livik, so beautiful view, by the way. Beautiful view. Looking at other teams.
Yo, Michael, thank you for stopping by, man. Thank you.
Where you at, man?
Yo, what's up, guys?
Game, but I think that's another squad besides
You're
Noise.
raw.
Like Noise,
you're to make it second. Very proud. Very. Thank you.
You know what I'm saying? We need to see the other three try to pick up that slack here.
How uncommon is it to
focus on him?
Sorry to interrupt. How uncommon is it to see someone do what Noise just did? I mean, obviously we're having fun today, but still overall, how often does one person like just go for an entire team?
1v4 in an open field? I don't see
exactly.
it often. Like 1v4, maybe a building with a shotgun, sure, because we kind of are rocking that shotgun meta here in PUBG Mobile. But 1v4, barely see that.
You gonna come on the other side?
Oh my word!
It looks like PB might be
Yeah, like I
taking a
said,
bathroom
really cool
break. Gotta
setup.
lock it in before the next round. There's Huskers win. Excited to see what they're able to do in this next one. We've mentioned them a couple times. I love this venue, by the way, too, right? Because we're able to showcase, obviously, all the amazing... Yeah, the Samsung devices are awesome. The lap pillows are awesome. Everybody's playing on couches. Like, it's fun to kind of see the different... the vibe of this venue being couches and kind of lounge chairs, because you can play mobile games anywhere, especially on these Samsung devices, and this is a perfect venue for this.
Yeah, and it's awesome to see everybody in chat, see sending vibes from Canada. These actual parents in here cheering on. Like, this is sick. I'm looking at some of the chats, and it's like player's mom, and they're like, hey, how's it going? And I'm just like, the support is so amazing to see in that instance as well. These players have all the backing. They're having a good time. No worries. Just playing on some Samsung S23 Ultras and
Tron's teammate couldn't make it, and they're doing extremely well. So it's fun to not only see, duos and duos working together, but even, two players that have never played before, probably never.
You know what I hope for? In small circles, do you, as IGL, assume where the other team may be when you rotate? No. In my the way I did that there, that's how we got caught last game. We kind of went, we were going like last game, you guys will see, we went for the two big warehouses outside of Pachinki, and they were already occupied. So I was like, hey, let's go get those. We need that hot cover. And we went for those, and that's where it was like really like laggy and teleporting. We were playing on very high ping, but it's not us, it's everyone out there. So it's not an excuse for anybody. Everyone was having like the same, issues, if you want to say it that way. But no, I kind of pick a spot. I pick a spot on the map. It's not really about where the other teams are. I try to see like which is the best spot, and I try to claim it. So, I don't want to assume like, okay, there's probably a team here, probably a team there, and miss the opportunity of having the higher ground, or having that one compound, or, of course, I'm going to try to approach. And while you're approaching, that spot that you picked, that is where the way I do it, while I'm approaching it, if there's like two vehicles parked right at that shack that I wanted, well, there's like a 99.99999% chance there's people in it. So at that point, you got to make that call early. Like, hey, are we going to still crash it, try to claim it, or are we going to pick another spot that we're going to really be improvising? And that's where usually things crumble. So that's where it's like quick calls. But like I said, the game that you guys just saw, well, I didn't have any comms, so it was just like a shit show. I was just trying to, I was screaming, Dad, go get him, but he couldn't hear. He was focusing, he was being shot at and all that stuff. So, I mean, it is what it is. But yeah, when it comes to that kind of stuff, unless because you try to gather intel, right? So you go from what you know. That the way I do it, I go from what I know. If from my intel, from, let's say, because before you make a move, you try to send someone to kind of go as a scout, right? So you try to scout it a little bit. If you don't see a whole lot of movement, go for it. If you see there's a lot of movement, well, you got to make that decision. Are we going to crash that? Are we going to try to take over, or like how are we we're going to proceed with this? So that's more the way that's more of my thinking process when this kind of stuff happens. One day I'll be good enough to play with coffee. No, I'm sorry to tell you, Sean, but
Sean Wade
I don't think it will happen.
1,000 stars.
I'm kidding, dude. Yes,
I'll
of
be
course.
Good enough to play with coffee.
Ah, man, of course.
Never played on land.
It's probably tough to adjust playing on a new, smaller device. 100%. I talked about it early on the on the stream for people who want to rewatch it. But you guys, for those who've been around for a long time, I try to play on a phone, right? Try to stream on a phone for like a couple of days. I was supposed to do like a full week, and it was straight up catastrophic. So going out there, I don't know why, but it took me like an hour and a half to get like my sensitivity. I even played gyro. Like, I don't even play gyro here. 0, and I was able to adjust to all that stuff. And I think if I was not a streamer, if I was not a content creator, I'm not saying I'm a tier 1 player, far from there, but I do believe my gameplay would be a lot better, even on phone compared to me on an iPad. Me not streaming, playing on phone, and giving my 100% versus me that I'm really comfortable on iPad streaming. Me on phone would kill me on an iPad, and I'm confident about that. Really confident. So, yeah.
Before they're getting involved.
But yeah, listen, I hope somebody one day would support me this way. let's say this is me. Imagine like this could be Sean Waite. Try to look at, you know, my cheat codes, or it could be Nicholas, or it could be Angry Hoser, or it could be John Doe. But John Doe would be shorter. He'd be more like, his head would be like here-ish. Anyways, let's go back to the show.
Involved. You can see some of those claw stocks or otherwise across the board. Everybody's got the gear. Everybody's locked in. Dave, I think you said it perfectly in the game.
The cameraman's right there.
Not only are they making a name for themselves here, they might be trying to get signed. You do a lot of professional casting yourself. Noise is putting on a show today.
Listen, if I had an org, I'm signing Noise right now. You know what I'm saying? But it's a kind
look at that. Look at that clown right there.
of add to the point, like they.
Arnaud, c'est nice, un stream plus tactical. Yeah, well, hey, for those who didn't know, back then it was me, Caporal Demers, Rhino, and you know, I created my clan back then, and I called my team, and I had the logo and everything. It was Tactical Mystery, because you know, I would think outside the box, and you know, my tactics are, you know, sometimes, you know, you can, like anything else, you can't just improvise and bring some new stuff all the time. But you know, the fact that, you know, in a scrim, I think it was for money. I think one of the first guy ever that you guys probably never thought about that, but on Vikendi, we actually used a boat to rotate on Vikendi. You ever rotated on a boat on Vikendi? Well, we did it. So yeah. After that, so yeah, this is the back of the venue. So like I was saying, like from our perspective, I'm right here. This is what we were seeing. These TVs that I think this is the TV. This you don't see the stream or nothing. Like you have no info, no intel. So if you wanted to see score, you had to walk and go, and right where this guy's at, on the other side of this wall right here on the side, there was a TV where you could see the stream, but none of the players were able to see it. So you had to go. There was like the restroom right behind that wall. So right here on the side, that is where you could keep track of like scoring, the interviews. You guys see the lighting over there? So you had to go through that small room, and there was like another room further down, all the way to the other side of that venue. That is where the interview was being done. So yeah, that's what's up. Amanda Lynn, what's up? Hi. Salut Pierre Joly, comment ça va mon ami? Yo, ça fait longtemps qu'on s'est vu. So yeah, that was a venue, guys. Like I said, super like nothing too flashy, nothing too crazy, but the lighting, the big screen with, you know, the PUBG mobile event there, it was just perfect. It was perfect. All right, let's keep on going. We're almost halfway through, but like I said, it's gonna get a little faster.
And you have to assume a lot of these creators, they're gonna go back after this event and make content about this game. And if you're Noise 1v4 and popping off game after game,
I want to check that out. Probably later after stream.
Shout out
But
to Noise. I'm looking for other players. I saw the chat.
That he was
I think
freaking
Killjoy might be
it.
another player that has a lot of hype behind him here today.
That's waffle.
I already got a shout out.
So it's looking good. Hey, and my mom's in the chat too, Riv. So say, hey,
Oh,
Mustache Mom. What up, Mom? What up, Mom?
What's up, Mustache Mom?
What up, Mom?
Mustache. This is so good.
I think
Look, I'm again, guys. Like I was saying, look at Killjoy. I was living rent free. What's the name? It's Killjoy and Elise. It's Elise, right? Forgot. Where you at? Noise. Yeah, Elise and Killjoy. I was living rent free in their head all the time.
I've seen 3 different
Teasing
people
them.
claiming to be Dab's father, so we'll just
Perfect.
we'll just leave it like that. I want to know from you guys, of course, but also people in chat, like who you think's gonna win on
I was like, dude.
Livic, because we've seen the first 2 maps complete opposites. Livic
He was putting
is
in work.
somewhere
Remember, I was
in the
spectating.
middle.
Dude, yeah, like I said, I'll have to check it out. Killjoy don't look 18. Why don't you go then, Clap? Now, Killjoy is 18. Why no drinks while playing? I think it's more because of the camera perspective. Imagine if, like, on the tables like this one right here, imagine if on every single table you had like a bottle of water, a cup of coffee, you know, I don't know, a pack of gum open, you know, baby powder in the thing. You know, at the end of the day, like it would have not have looked as professional. So that's why in between games we could get ourselves a coffee, we could get ourselves some water, like everything was right here on the side. But while we were playing, we're not allowed to bring anything close there. So yeah, that's what's up. B-Mac says, Rip Rhino, the mask, big fan, sir. Thank you, B-Mac. Eventually, you know, people always come back. Eventually,
Wonder if
people
a new
come back.
team will rise to the top and be the cream of the crop in this map, or it'll be one of those returning
so there you go.
squads.
So we had
I
the two
mean,
games
when we start thinking about
there.
Livic games zoomed in from
Zoomed
above.
in.
I like the point of view. The camera guys were doing a really good job
over there
Heck yeah.
live in Texas.
Good calls. You can to be updated on things like
Oh,
this.
what a beautiful picture. Dad plays playing on his phone, and these thumb sleeves are sponsored by coffee. Look, I'm missing thumb sleeves right here. The thumb sleeves Dad was playing with were mine. I gave it to him. I'm like, there, buddy. You better play well.
It's gonna be.
That's a pretty nice picture right there. Like, you just take this and you just like, that's a really, really good picture, especially with, you know, giving a shout out to Mobile Gaming Core there.
Amazing. Let's take a look at the maps one more time to remember where we're going, gentlemen.
Just
I
those
believe
two
it's going to
misbehaved the
be
most
Livic.
after ours.
I'm gonna be.
That's definitely me, Tony. I'm the type of guy. Well, I don't misbehave, but I'm the guy who I always go to bed last, and I do enjoy getting some refreshments.
Be tossing it to you quite soon here, as everybody is also ready in the venue.
All right, let's go.
It's got to be one of my
This is the
favorite
game
things.
I got knocked
Usually
like
the players are always
75
doing
times.
things. Everybody is so ready.
I
As a
was
SoundCloud, so make sure you go
the
follow
unluckiest
that. But
player.
I'm getting jealous.
ever on this map.
Now, Ruku
Able to quickly
I got knocked so
Thumbnail, the
many times,
title.
guys,
On
and it
range.
was always like, you know,
Look, anytime
a car that's
INS
driving, and I'm
in
like,
trouble,
man, like,
3
leave me
knocked.
alone.
One still up, and that's Jacob's team that is in a
I'm gonna be looking for that recall tower. They might be able to get him back up. But 8 elims this early on, you have to be feeling good.
Oh, you're feeling incredible. Not only is, you know, we have 2 teams fully eliminated, so we have 6 total left. Chaos was the squad
I'm
in
about to
third.
get knocked
Chaos
there.
was the team
Is the
that
car
had
coming?
such a massive game kind of from the bottom of the leaderboard
Okay, no, I just got recalled. Okay, I just got recalled.
all the way up to
Wait for it.
third just after map 2. So you
It was
hate to see
nonstop,
that team
guys.
fully
I
eliminated
was
now with only 4
so
points in total.
unlucky.
Yeah, very true. And then after that, it's just Coffee just got back up. Coffee.
All the way up to
Look at
third
this.
just after map 2. So
I just came back.
you
Okay,
hate
I'm gonna try
see
to
that team
regroup with
fully
my
eliminated
teammates.
now with only 4 points in total netted, and then INS insane.
I'm just getting
was in
that's my loot
fifth,
crate. So I'm just
overall with
I'm
28
getting my
points.
loot back.
They're out of
and
it
my
as
goal is
well.
try to cross
So
streets so I can get
TRG
back
not only can
ASAP with my
continue to climb
teammates.
this leaderboard, but they'll start
Well, next thing
zapping
you
some of
know-
these other teams that were kind of breathing down their necks.
Yeah, very true. And then after
Wait for
that,
it.
it's just being consistent. You know, we only got 2 more games after this, so they just need to be consistent, get some good
So
points,
lucky on
and
that one.
just maintain after that. So this could be a massive game.
Here they come.
Like you said, for them to
at this.
really
I'm trying to
climb
regroup my
leaderboards
teammates.
and
Look at
put a
that. I'm
nice
like,
little
oh,
gap
shit,
between
oh,
them.
shit.
But Waffles Gaming with the quad.
Hello.
Coffee just got back up. Just got called back. Waffles Gaming.
But you know what? I did something good though. I was able to get back down to the streets, and I was hugging that big rock, so they were not able to volley me. They were not able to nade me. And if you know they try to get that kill, but doing so, look at who I got right there. I got my 2. Well, Dab is there too, so I got my 3 fraggers right across street, looking down on them. So you guys probably know what will happen next, right? So I'm right here. Yes, I just got knocked. I got ran over by the vehicle, but I'm hugging that big rock, and look at this.
She's rolling up, getting a nice little run over right there. Oh, but taking out in the process.
Yeah,
I
Dab
think
with
it's Dab
nice
who
cover. Rook
ran for me.
barely able to
comes
survive
Dab.
that one and finds Dab trying to cross.
Nicely
so
done.
Now we got an all-out war currently.
Beautiful,
Rook goes
beautiful,
right
beautiful
back
push
down
there
to
by
1
Dab.
HP.
So he's gonna
Dab
get me
to play
back
this
up, and then
slow.
we'll be able to
Waffles,
finish them off.
At least knocked, but not eliminated. Dab going for coffee. Rook not able to get the waffles yet. So
Did you
this
turn off
won't
the chat?
be
Yes, I did.
necessarily the 2v2 they would have hoped for. Could go for the res now. Might be a little bit late, though. If I'm Dab, I'm pushing at the very least. Try to grab some information with some nades. There's one coming in potentially from behind. Here comes Rizatron. Will he get the res off in time? Just barely. One over the wall, one down below. Down below gets it. Quick elimination there on Rook's squad.
Rizatron, freaking
Not the entire
monster.
team, but it's going to put them in a very tough position here, Davis. I believe
But
it's
I was getting stop right there. You know what? They were all across street. When I got ran over and I called it out, they all looked this way. They kept me alive. So again, I had some really OP teammates, guys. And after that, they didn't just stand on the other side saying like, "Hey," no, they fully committed. And that's not me who made a call or anything like that. That was just like their straight game sense. The fact that they all pushed, that is one of the reasons why we did good on this map.
just 2 left on that team.
Yeah, I respect the call to get the pickup, but Rizza with that wide flank, the wraparound to really get the collapse. You love the team comms right there from Dab's squad, just making sure to clean up.
Was Rob last
Clean
game?
up them points
This
while
is
they're
what it
going for
is.
their revive while they're hurting. But
We
Pickles
could probably skip it forward a
has
little
been
bit.
knocked out a lot of times. And now they're just like stuck in the mix here, Goj.
Yeah, this is
Off
honestly another
blue.
one. Killjoy barely gets the heals off in time. I don't know if it's going to be enough.
All right, so here, as you guys see, the zone is closing. We have a good spot over on that hill. I was trying to push the team. I was trying to tell them, let's go, and at this intersection, you see like there's a building there. There's another one right here. I don't know if you guys recognize this the small intersection. There's like a 1 stack with a rooftop. There's like that 3 stack, 2 stack, and and a rooftop there on this side of the street. The big mountain is there. So I was trying to get the building ASAP, but like I said, again, I was trying to make a lot of good calls, but I think it was Quash or Rizatron that told me like, hey, no, we're gonna wait. It's probably already occupied. We wait. So we just hold back there for a second, chilled, and eventually we'll make that push.
To make it in. This thing is flying and it is consuming. Grab a vehicle, smart.
In the corner.
There you go.
Bella is able to do that. Now, here's my
Like
point.
I said, we did hold back for quite a while, like a good minute and a half, 2 minutes before we decided to make that
but
push.
they're playing for those placement points. They need to get some points on the board, and they've got a great position in zone. You can see speed's right on that kind of god spot on the rock, especially if the zone pulls their side. Likely they're going to have to move eventually.
Oh, no.
Okay, there you go. You guys see us, right? So we got one with the oversight, one guy that was covering us. So it was Rizatron, and then you can see there's Dab, me, and Quash. We were all pushing down, trying to get that compound because we want to get some hard cover.
This is
Look at that, we're all
close.
pushing.
In the quad. Bella, the zone.
Oh,
no, the zone in the
Here we
quad.
the all-consuming
No.
void, Dave. This is rough.
So
You know
see,
what,
at this
though?
point, with this kind of zone, the fact that you get hard cover,
2v2, 4v4.
and also look like I said, like my loot was, I don't know if you guys can see it, but my loot, I have a fully blown out level 1 helmet. I got a half damage level 2 vest. Like we were not doing too great. Well, I was not doing too great in terms of loot.
This is what you want to see. Two teams left, 4 up, late game. That's it.
This could be a huge swing for E8 as well, albeit they have 0 points. TRG's happy with their spot. They might continue to rally and roll through the competition.
That's where we're like, hey, we knew it was a 4v4, so we're like, push. So at that point, for us, we're like, hey, we have the advantage because currently, when you knock one player, when you think about it, guys, when you knock a player, most of the time, unless they have like an in-game leader that says, no, we don't do it, you always have a second player that will go for that revive. So you got 2 players that are out of the fight. So you only got 2 guns that are up. So it's 2 guns versus 4 until someone, a third player decides to cancel. But technically it's a 2v4 at this point. As soon as you knock one, unless they decide to say, hey, we're not getting that player back up.
And try to grab
that's
a
where we decide like, hey, let's go.
40-point game with 24 points without their placement points calculated. We're talking 12 elims from the side of TRG. The Grizzlies, they're risen on their teammates here, my friend, because
there you go. Dab, he knew the little workaround, so he went straight on top of the hill, and you'll see me rotate on the side there.
Dab is going to get involved.
They're at the door.
Yeah, EA is in trouble. They're on their heels, 0 elims, and they're just getting annihilated by Coffee and Co.
Wow, they're at the door. Looks like Winsanity is going to have this monster truck for cover, but Coffee with the shotgun, the pump and dump ready to go. And here comes the push coach after that grenade. Massive grenade.
Sometimes you cook those frags, sometimes you brew them. TRG, Coffee Squad on top. They came to play. They said they wanted another interview, and they got it. Now, E8, they're walking away with at least a few placement points. Coffee or tea, I don't know. Maybe Coffee puts the coffee beans inside the tea bag and dips it, right? There's a little bit of extra, but huge congratulations. The Grizzlies came to play.
After this game,
living up
like
to
I
their
was saying,
name,
like if I do play with the boys next week,
2 wins out of 3 maps here. This is a huge
you guys
swing
can ask the questions. I was thinking pretty much
They're
like
doing
through
some big things.
like,
I gotta. If you cast your mind back, the
it's
one play Rizatron had
only John
saw
Doe
a player looking in the window of the house at his teammates, ready to wipe his team.
I think it's just super
and out
lucky,
of nowhere,
John
the
Doe.
camera flips around. You see Rizatron save the entire squad there. Great flank
and one
play.
thing I gotta say, one thing I gotta say, guys, I was ready to go back for another interview. I had like everything planned in my head. I was like, I was about to go there because second game we lost it. So I was about to go there and say like, hey, By the way, what up, Pat? Welcome back. Yeah, you know, the only reason why we're not here for game number 2 is because I was not able to IGL, but now that my mic was working, haha, welcome back. You know, we're back. I wanted to, you know, I wanted to do something like that, but again, the one thing I did feel bad is that technically it was Dab's turn, because, you know, it's not about putting the spotlight on one creator on each team. You know, I got the first interview. Technically, Dab was supposed to go, like, they're like, Dab, it's your turn, go. But eventually, I don't know what was going on, but they had something special with production that I haven't watched yet. So Dab was not even able to do his interview, and I think that would have been great if Dab would have been able to, you know, have that spotlight too. It is what it is.
Move on to take everything. I think that was a big one to solidify a lot here, and we did have Win Sanity squad in the end, but it seemed like they were kind of avoiding everything to get to that point where you can see how tough it's getting and how hard Riz can go on these smaller maps, guys.
Yeah, no, it's a great call out. We're going to get a chance to see some of the replays from in the house and also in the game. Look, they're excited, and they should be. You know, before the game, after the game, they were on top, gentlemen. They're at the very top of the leaderboard.
That right there. I need, you know what? I'm going to take a screenshot. 2, 3, 24. Like this. Boom. I'll send this to Dab. I think he's probably going to use it, because that's a really, really good frame for. Let me just go message Dab right now. Boom, Dab. That plays. Yo. And I'll just type in the time 2.03.24 on YouTube stream. All right, there you go. So I sent it to Dab. He'll be able to use it if he wants to.
And they won again with some.
What's the new tablet like? I didn't try it yet. It's right here.
A little bit, but
I got this right here. I got the Galaxy.
There's a couple of eliminations
S8
across
Plus.
the board. For
I didn't try it yet.
Over, who's
I
going
had
to
to
be on
unpack
the
it for a
leaderboard.
TSA, you know, for security.
I will give credit to Waffles Game.
I didn't try it yet.
She's been in the action nonstop. Sometimes it's paid off, and sometimes it hasn't.
Rook started off early again. They usually get a few kills, right?
Oh, this was the special interview that we're talking about. Ah.
All right, well, our interview is ready. Let's head down. Maybe some more coffee talk with Chief Pat.
That's one hell of an introduction. Would have enjoyed a Dab's interview instead. Well, you know, again, I think they want to give like a spotlight, because, you know, these guys are from the Call of Duty mobile scene. So, you know, they were like some guests, some special guests. I think that's one of the reasons why they wanted to give them like a little moment to shine. But I do think it would have been great if, you know, again, you know, production, they have like the whole thing set it up. I think Dab should have been the first one there. So he could have gave like his interview, you know, ask him the same question you asked me kind of thing. And after that, you know, go back to the the broadcaster really quickly, you know, talk for like a minute, and then boom, go right back to these guys, you know. But at least I think it would have been great if Dab did have his moment there to shine. And, you know, it is what it is, right? And that's one thing. Talking about battery, guys, before the show even started, all right, they charge all the phones. I don't know if mine didn't get charged or what happened, but I picked up my phone before the first game, before the event even started. I look it up, 85%. So, you know, they give us like the whole brief, like for everyone, you know, that we're playing, blah, blah, blah. So this and that, and anyone has a question. I'm like, well, I'm already at 85%. Like, we're not going to be able to play 5 games. How are we going to play 5 games if I'm at 85%? And I start asking around, people are like, oh, I'm at 90, I'm at 87, I'm at 92. And I was like, yeah. Like, imagine 2 seconds if, like, they were ready, right? They had battery packs and stuff, but I don't know how well it would have went. Anyways, I think they had everything sorted out, but you know, I low-key panicked a little bit for production because I was like, imagine if like people's devices start dying like after game number 4. You go to play game number 5, and you know you have half of the crew, half of the people out there that their device is dead. But no, the Samsung S23 Ultra's battery is definitely strong as. Like, we played 5 games, and I end up like the whole event after 3 hours of playing, and I went from 85 down to, I think it was 30 something percent. 30, I think 35, 36%. So I was afraid in the first place, but yeah, those phones they can take a beating. You see the difference between their interview and my interview in the after game number 1? Like, yeah, I think, yeah, we have to try to win, right? Yeah. Almost done. All right, let's give it up.
Of those maps being wins.
Wild.
Second place is at 50.
I thought they were showing the venue again.
Welcome back to Galaxy Battles, brought to you by
Mine's using Killjoy,
Samsung Snapdragon and
'Cause he's
PUBG
not there.
Mobile. We are getting ready to get into our next games. I'm Rived, joined by Goj, Mustache
right
Dave, and Chief Pat on site, giving us the nitty-gritty from all the match MVPs as they are done with their victories. There's TRG right there, the Grizzlies on your screen, holding first place, gentlemen. They are kind of trouncing the competition right now, really advancing on these smaller maps. It didn't seem like Erangel worked for them, but they could care less at this point.
Yeah.
Same for me. The smallest, the instant battle. I'm always somebody who presses W in the games I play or hold shift.
I think I'm singing right here.
PUBG
Yeah, I'm
Mobile,
singing. I'm
so
singing.
we
Chat.
can see everybody kind of subscribing to that gameplay, and I'm here for it.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love that.
Yeah, totally agree. I think Newsom was a blast. I'm a big fan of the analytical breakdown, so I'll go with Erangel. Those are the two that we'll be seeing,
all right.
We got Newsom next, so we'll satiate you a little bit more with some fast-paced action. Erangel to finish it off. So excited for the final 2 maps.
It should be good. I think everybody is kind of in a more go for broke mode. Dave, I heard you say earlier, after that first game, you go for the strategy. Now I think it's almost like, all right, we're throwing a bit of the strategy out the window and we're building the plane as it's flying now. Would you say yes?
For sure. Yeah, we heard from the Tribe Boys too on the break, with Chief Pat, that they strategically are at the bottom, because they love the storylines. They love being the underdog. So I think this is the map to be that underdog and come back, because we do have that early game revive mechanic here on Noosa.
Heck yeah. If you're just joining us in chat, you've missed some awesome play. You'll be able to watch it. This is the Samsung Galaxy Battles here with 16 content creators going head to head with 16 players that have qualified here. And we'll see.
This is where we start messing around, by the way.
Trying to get involved, looking for a couple eliminations.
This is where we started messing around.
Like that's Noise.
We're playing like low-key safe. Well, we got 12 kills still.
That's tough. And it looked like Noise actually was only maybe it was points. That's
we just picked the compound and we're just chilling. This right here. The speaker, the gramophone. This right here that I'm circling. I'm like, boys, everyone come in the building. And I played a tune and that's why we all cracked up. Everyone was just laughing because, we're in the middle of the tournament just listening to that little song that's playing.
Side of chills, it's like they've at least found 4 of them. So now all playing together, they're slowing their roll a little bit here, Dave, because that revive mechanic.
Seal the deal and get that winner chicken dinner. It's going to have that intel. And we see
what happened is we were 3 inside a compound. Riz was on the hill trying to get some kills.
Just eyeballing now over here. So execute. They need to be cautious. Oh, and now Killjoy going to be getting some shots in return, receiving some shots down range. Hopefully they have a vehicle to work with. They should be able to easily rotate. There's a ton of room up to the north, which I saw them scouting a little bit ago. So they are going to be aware of their next path in. But Rizatron's going to be making it a little more difficult here.
Hey, this is Rizatron's MO. Just long distance gunfights, plinkoing, utilizing.
I think we picked them up twice.
From Coffee around the corner. They're playing that building well, Dave.
Yeah, that was massive out there, by the way. Rizatron getting chunked out. That's going to just open up that rotate.
Yeah, Quash got knocked. Rizatron got knocked, and I think we were able to get them back up twice.
For free. Meanwhile, like you said, the other 3 caught in their own little engagement as well. So Rizatron is still bleeding on out, but the key takeaway here is Rizatron was holding down Execute, not allowing them to rotate. And that knock just let them in. Look at them now. Great position in this next circle.
Yeah, especially when you start Overhaul's lost a couple at this point. They had to back off from the fight, and that's going to allow Rizatron to, I believe, get revived. Now Killjoy's trying to get involved a little bit playing aggressor, but yet again, a tough zone pull for Bella Fox's team. Killjoy's, they're trying to potentially clear a pathway here. You have to get through. Rizatron able to do so, apparently.
Another knock. Killjoy versus Rizatron. That's just been one of the storylines all that long. Like, they just got it out for each other, but
we're getting beamed.
Good map for them. They've already grabbed a ton of eliminations.
Killjoy.
Yeah, this is when PB squad pushed us.
That's just been one of the storylines all night.
The timing was
good. They just got it out for each other. But honestly, let's see what the trio does.
They're pushing.
The first place team right now. They're going to be getting caught.
The timing was freaking on point.
Because I see Powerbang and Rolex rolling up from behind with the grenades.
We're trying to figure out a way. That's exactly when they decided to push.
They're making the push, coach.
Powerbang's on the outside, Dab on the inside. This is going to be a tough fight, but a crucial one.
I tried to nade, but I got naded.
Coffee, I believe, knocked by Powerbang. Powerbang coming in from one side, and on the other, teammate pinching through. Dab in trouble as well. Quatch inside. Powerbang continuing to pre-fire corners. Rolex cooking a few names. This could be all she wrote for the Grizzlies. This will be their worst performance in a map thus far, albeit this is still a good map for them. They've already grabbed a ton of eliminations.
Powerbang on the hunt with the M4.
I like the fact that winning teams second place
behind cover, because now they're getting
us
third
against
party.
them most of the time. I think the only time the only match we didn't win is because they took us out.
Powerbang squad got the full wipe.
I think both 3 games.
He's playing the waiting game.
Is it them who took us out like all 3 times?
They know that he's here, actually. They're looting up down.
But anyways, the rest of the game went like it went.
Games,
it is what it is. But yeah, Rolex PB
winners.
And they won that game.
What was going on? The point distribution grows a little bit more.
But yeah, that was it.
With as much as you can see.
Didn't win. I'm surprised they didn't send Rolex this time around. They sent PB first time. I'm surprised they didn't send Rolex the second time around for the interview. And finally came down to the last game where
I love the guys to death. Huskers, a good friend. Win Sanity as well.
Came down to the last game
I think
where
Win is gonna go. All right, Addy might catch him unaware, but played it slow.
Almost died here too. This is exactly where they dropped. They dropped Novo.
I think Rolex might
got into a fight with
a glimpse of somebody. Maybe it was Omega inside this building too, and is backing off a little bit and probably telling PB to do the same.
Overhaul Esports. They got into a fight, and I think it came down to only PB who was up, and he was able to win it.
It's fun to talk about Hawk's Nest.
Move it forward a little bit.
I need those placement points, Dave. So I think he swung down for
this last match.
He got sacked. Chills grabs Omega.
No, down to 1
Overhaul in trouble. It's just Hawk's Nest out of nowhere. And this is what we're saying. They just didn't move fast enough. All these pickups should be coming in shortly.
I want to send their
I think
team.
Ahmad is the one that should push up if they have any ammo. Able to do that. Omega's going to also pinch in. This is the perfect opportunity to take Envy out and completely ruin their chances of potentially even getting second. Could open the door for execute. Powerbank trying to play cover or potentially a res. Ahmad's down.
Going for the pickup. Going for the pickup.
Chills grabs Omega. Overhaul in trouble. It's just Hawk's Nest out of nowhere. And this is what we're saying. They just didn't move fast enough. All these pickups should be coming in shortly.
Okay, there was
and
two
his team's
up.
getting cleaned up. Hawk's Nest is going to have to solo.
Yeah. What the SKS/ump combo as well.
Oh my
PB
goodness.
did get the pickup.
Okay, there you go.
Rolex
No, they were down
just
to
a
2
little bit
players. I
over
thought they
there,
were
and-
down to only 1.
Well, this looks like Envy. They should be able to get the full resets. Meanwhile, Hawk's Nest, last one alive. And look at this, PB already tossing grenades in that direction. Kind of alerting to me that they're just not there in time to capitalize, and make that collapse happen.
Okay, there you
in
go.
time.
So that's how they got those points.
Circle number 2.
Called out, of course, execute.
I don't know.
This
Ladder
game, we
OP,
were just
man.
hitting
We'll see,
every.
we'll see what happens as everybody now rotating. Next circle.
Killjoy, I think he was on top of the hill right here. He's trying to
the
get us.
southern part of Rozhawk and all of Pachinki. So
I
there's a
know
lot of
we
real
stopped that
estate, a
squad,
lot of
right? We
hard
stopped the squad,
cover
forgot.
in play here. A majority of the squads, they're outside on that eastern side of that last circle. So they're all in vehicles, all on that rotate here. Look at that new position. But remember, look at that. All the way down there. All the way down there. PB, Rolex. Yeah, they got the furthest
Right here, down
amount
below.
of terrain to travel here and hopefully not get shut out their vehicle.
And that's one thing. If you guys look, I think that's what kind of helped us through like every game, is that we were not afraid to try to get good compounds, try to get as center as we can. Well, a lot of teams, if you look, they were all freaking far. I think like right now we're like I'm kind of still far because I just got myself like a fresh vehicle. But like my teammates, like I think that's what helped us. We were playing middle zone as much as we could.
Man, I would have
that utility good to go, just in case the next circle doesn't favor school.
I have nothing. Look at PB, he's only got a boost.
That's
That's it.
A little tip for you there.
No
Coach.
first aid, no bandages,
I
no
love
nothing.
that. I need every Mustache Dave tip I can get. This is where Hawk's Nest, I wish you were sitting right here and could have just annihilated this whole team, as they have elected to stockpile all up into one vehicle. Well, probably because they have to, because they are deep inside the mother lode that is blue, and they're hitting hay bales or otherwise. A little bit of trouble. I think most will make it through. If they're not careful, though, they might lose one.
You're so right, though. If Hawk's Nest would have just that late game, and they're looking for a new spot in the zone so they could just gatekeep Jacob's crew. Oh,
Yeah,
a lot
the
of
cars were not-
troubles. Dude,
it sucked.
by the way,
I think it's excitement, right? They're on the brink.
not going up the hill. The spidey sense is right there. We'll see what ends up happening. TRG kind of scattered right now, just looking for. Wow, noise down. 2 down on that squad. Metalcore right now making the
Yeah, this is where it all went south, guys.
first place.
Right here.
Very risky rotate here, and they know that. Look at Rizatron immediately making that U-turn. Like, no way, sir. I'm not going up the hill. The spidey sense is right there. We'll see what ends up happening.
Yeah, because me and Dab was already
right
out
now,
there.
just looking for a safe way into.
We're
this new
already out
circle.
there, and like with the ping, we're just teleporting. We hit the sandbags. We hit the sandbags on the other side. We were stuck there to fight. Dab got knocked. I got the revive, and after that, I think it's at that moment, not so long after that,
of course, on the side of Envy. So
Envy,
Envy
they pushed
seemingly
us.
found some
The timing was good because we were stuck into like a 2-2 split. We're not in a good position.
Pick that wasn't,
Really
well,
not.
kind
We were
of
too
stayed
far apart.
sleepy, I suppose, down at the bottom of the leaderboard.
That's where
but
we paid the
an
price.
opportunity to ruin some people's days. Noise continuing to just eat up that elimination feed and is taking down a team nearly single-handedly. That's Waffle Squad. Rook in trouble.
That was my nade right there. That was my nade. I heard the footsteps on top of the hill, and I just cooked one. And that was good. That gave us some breathing space, because if you guys look up here, I naded them at the same time they got dabs. So this is the reason why we're able to survive a little bit. But we were like in deep trouble. If you guys look at the minimap up here, there was a lot of players. We were in a really, really bad spot.
But a fantastically timed. Oh no! That's TRG. This is a third party coming up from behind. Coffee with the God nade.
Wow, noise down, 2 down on that squad. Metalcore right now making the full-on push, trying to save what they can, trying to keep Coffee at bay with the mollies, with the
That was close.
grenades. And yeah, Coffee recognizing, okay, I gotta slow it down just a little bit. That last grenade touching Coffee just a little bit. But TRG, man, they're popping off here. They're looking for some elims. Looks like Dabs did get knocked down the back line, so Coffee gonna prioritize that pickup. But this hill, this is what we call Potato Hill right here, Goj. It is it's a mess.
Yeah, the elevation is going to be your friend. Obviously, high ground's nice, can provide a bit of cover. Rook going to try to pick up the semblance of a team that they have left. That'll be 2. Rizatron finding Metalcore in the process.
We're back,
though.
and we're going to be fighting
TRG
these guys
on
here.
the offensive yet again. They're the top dogs for a reason. They're showcasing it. Catching up to Envy in the total
because we had a 2-2 split.
point tally here shortly.
A little too far away from each other.
But with a 20-some-odd point lead.
But look, that's Envy. That's Powerbang's team right there. Powerbang, Rolex, Chills, and you know they're coming up, and that's where we're gonna die.
It's a 2-2 split too from TRG. Yeah. Very interesting. Now they're both gonna be collapsing from both sides. The team comes on point right now for TRG.
You got them?
Got him.
Almost.
Got him.
Almost cleans up Dab, but they're doing a fantastic job. 2-2 split, but look at these vehicles. Uh-oh. Watch out. We got a 4 squadron rolling in. Rizatron takes down Noise. It's a huge...
All right, where am I? Okay, there you go. There's Envy. Look, Envy was coming up. I was already hurt, and I was not able to do nothing. I think they fragged me.
Cake.
Yeah, there you go. You had Powerbank there. Like, they had a good split. I just got knocked. They got Dabs. And everything just went south afterwards because our other teammate, Rizatron, is stuck there. And we got Quash's pushing down here.
What? No, it's a part of Envy. Coffee.
Yeah, there we go. We're both
down. Dab in trouble. Dab goes down. Quash and Rizatron last 2 alive for TRG. It's Envy versus TRG. And
yeah, Quash got smacked.
Early fight out. Outside the edge of the circle, Dave. Quatch is down. TRG in trouble. Envy also a little.
Yeah, they still had Chill. Yeah.
A little bit in trouble, but with the slight advantage, Chills can come in, ruin TRG's day. It's an open field. Chills with the win.
That's how they won the tournament.
Team Envy takes out TRG. Dave, 16 points for TRG. That's gonna help. But now we've got 34 some odd points that Envy's going to have to surmount.
Yeah, I can skip it, but yeah, it is what it is, guys.
Slowly,
it is what it is.
That's how it all
played out.
We saw this team. We're like, okay, yeah.
All night long. Just
that's how it all played out. So like I said, you know, overall, the winning team. I don't know which one's chill between these two. Yep, good job. Yeah, good job. So yeah, that was the show, guys. That was the show. Sheesh. Yeah, Rob. I mean, it is what it is. We had fun. Dab didn't hear the car come behind. I don't know. Like I said, you know, it's not your everyday, you know, setup. You know, it's not. We couldn't bring like our own headset. We couldn't play. You know, they gave us a device. Everyone has the same device. Everyone had the same headset. So everyone was working with the same equipment. But yeah, like I said, overall, guys, I came out there and my only goal was to try to not finish last. Like that was the only goal. I didn't want to be. I didn't want to come in like last place. And the fact that we were able to put on such a show, like Greg was saying, create that storyline where, you know, keep people tuned in and people excited for the next game and all that. Like, if you guys ask me, you know, I was kind of a little disappointed we didn't get first place, but talking with my teammates, they didn't care. You know, they still made $2,500 each. We all walked away with a Galaxy Tab, you know, S8 Plus. On top of that, we're all gonna get gaming chairs. Like and we were all invited. You know, we're all able to go there. You know, and everything. Like I said, everything was been taken care of. Flights, hotel, food, Uber, name it. Like everything was, you know. So just take away the prizes and just the fact that we're able to go there, be invited as well for the creators. You know, the other people had to qualify, like the community members, but as creators, the fact that you were selected to be invited, that was already a massive W. So yeah, I gotta say it was fun. It was fun, guys. So man, I should have played this. Yes, next time don't be shy. I'm sure we're gonna be playing some more of these. I think everyone, you know, either from the agency, people from PUBG Mobile, people from Samsung. I don't know if another company maybe try to step in, or maybe we're gonna be able to redo it with Samsung. But like I said, overall, I think from every aspect, you know, from production side, from the gaming point of view, from the agency taking care of every single player who went out there, from, you know, Tencent's point of view, PUBG Mobile, I think it was just a massive W for everyone. Even though, like, let's say you didn't do too well, you know, in the tournament, we had a blast all together. So, and like I said, it's the fact that we're all staying at the small boutique hotel. So, you know, as players, you know, you go in the elevator and, you know, you run into insanity. You go back, you go to your room, you come back down to in the elevator. Well, who's there? It's you know, it's Rolex. And you go back, you know, you go eat. It's metalcore, or it's T-Mags, or it's coffee, or it's, you know, it was like that through, you know, the whole weekend, you know, where it was just like a chill environment where everyone was just like there to have fun and have a good time. So I gotta say, I'm happy to be back. You know, I'm happy to be back, and, you know, seeing Nessa. You know, after this, I'm about to shut off the stream, but, you know, go spend a little bit of time with her, see the boys. It was great to be home, guys. It was really good to be home. But I'm looking forward to the next time. I'm really looking forward. Hopefully PUBG Mobile gives us the opportunity to do this again sometime soon. But yeah, both chill guys and great players. There's a lot of luck involved. It looked like it was super fun. It was, Arthur. I don't know if you guys asked the other creators. I'm sure there's not a single creator who will say, like, I did not enjoy my trip. Everyone had a blast. You'll get the nub at the next one. Hey, you know, like I said, for me, that's the dub right there. We already got the dub. So yeah, guys. Jody, sorry, I just saw your comment. What up, Esme? So yeah, guys, I just want to thank everyone. Thank you for watching. I hope, I know it was not the custom rooms like some people wished for, but you know, next week we're gonna be having some custom rooms. Sorry about that. You know, like I said, I got home 30 minutes before, you know, I went live. I grabbed some AEW. It's like, you know, fast food, real quick. I ate that. Say hi to the boys. Came down, got myself a coffee. I sat down. Like, I didn't shower, and I've been up since 5 o'clock this morning. So yeah, I just wanted to make sure that, you know, I went live a little bit and you know, be there for you guys. So hopefully you guys still enjoyed that little, you know, breakdown of like the whole event, you know, the interaction and me being live. Like I said, I apologize for not being live this week. I was not able to, and but next week I'll be there, and we're gonna be playing some custom rooms next Friday. So hell yeah. You done? I'm done, T-Max. I'm done, buddy. I'm done, baby. And once again, T-Max, dude, I am so happy that I got to meet you, and I'm looking forward to San Diego. People, guys, everyone, start saving some money, okay? Coffee is going. My next stops, if you guys want to meet me in real life, if you guys want to hang out with me, if you guys want to maybe catch a game, play some PUBG Mobile with me, and when I say with me, I'm talking about there's going to be other creators, but I can't talk for themselves. Okay, I'll be at DreamHack San Diego like in 2 weeks. The weekend 6 to 8. Let me see. I'll be DreamHack San Diego from 6, probably 7 to 10th April. All right. So that weekend right there. So Friday. So 7, 8, 9 for sure. 7, 8, 9 April. I'll be in San Diego. So if you guys want to come and hang out with me, well, freaking book yourself a ticket, and you know, we'll get in touch. I'm a really easy guy to reach out to. So 7, 8, 9 San Diego, and after that it will be in June. where June, is it 1st and 2nd? I think it's 1st and 2nd. Well, if you guys go on the DreamHack website, you'll see. I think it's 1st and 2nd. I'll be down to Dallas, Texas once again, guys, for DreamHack Dallas. So if you guys are in the area, we're going to hang out. If you guys want to go fishing, we can try to make that happen. If you guys just want to play some PUBG, if you guys want to, whatever, I'll be there. All right. So I'll be there as well. And finally, the next trip I'm doing will be a little further down after summer. It'll be in October. So third weekend of October, 20th, 21st, and 22nd. I'll be in Vegas for TwitchCon. So TwitchCon Vegas, October 20th, 21st, and 22nd. So these are the 3 events that if you want to meet me and meet other creators from, you know, the PUBG Mobile scene, I can't talk like for other people. Like, I don't know exactly who will be there, but those are the 3 weekends that we could spend some time with each other. We got John Doe who says I'll be there, broski. I'm pretty sure T-Max will be there for DreamHack San Diego, but B-Max says big shout to Nessa for holding down the fort. Yeah, guys, that's the reason. Like, honestly, I kind of hesitated to stream because you know, I talked with her once I got Atlanta and Montreal, and she's like, you know, I need a break. Like, and I was like, you know, and after that, she's like, you know, you can stream while, you know, I'm putting Joanne to sleep. But yeah, I'm gonna go spend a little bit of time with her before she crashes. So thank you so much, everyone. I love you all. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for being there. If it wasn't of you guys, I would not do any of this stuff. Okay. So I want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart. I'll thank you all again next week. I'm super appreciative of everything you guys have done over the years to bring me to this level where I'm invited to these kind of events. So thank you once again. And I'll be there on Monday. So much love, everyone. Trish, thank you for stopping by. If you want, as soon as I'm done with the stream, Trish, you can rewind it. I just went through the whole event, right? The whole I went through everything, every detail. So if you guys want to take a couple minutes and maybe even watch it and fast forward, like I said, I just went through the whole thing. But yeah, for now, I'm gonna go take a shower and spend some time with Nessa. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching, and till next time, which will be Monday. Much love. Bye bye.